Good morning. Check out We Do Recover with Jared Miller. Great podcast. Great recovery resource. Sick t-shirt too. Thank you, Jared. So I'm LT. I'm an alcoholic addict. A couple times in my life, I've hit rock bottom with drugs and alcohol. But other times in my life, I've hit rock bottoms without it. It's all up here. State of mind. Being depressed can be a rock bottom. Anything that's making you unhappy and miserable can be a rock bottom. And I'm just like y'all, trying to figure out how to not feel like that, how to not live like that, how to not go backwards into that. I have a new goal. Like every year, I want to grow to where a year from now, I shouldn't be saying the same things. I should be saying similar things because it's what's working. But I should be saying stuff that's on another level of growth. I expect myself to have grown by next year. Which is why if you've been following this channel from day one, you'll see that it has changed drastically over the last 2.5 years. It started out as 10 videos on YouTube. 10 not very well put together videos on YouTube. The very first YouTube video is me telling my story. I went from location to location. You can see I'm reading off of like little card thingies. It tells my story a little bit, but I'm not too proud of it, And I feel like I've done better. I've grown, so it's not the same as it was. Then our live streams, how far they've come from then to like look right now. It's totally different. From focusing on just step work, early recovery, literature, because that's what I was going through. That's what we brought to the table, to actually accomplishing pretty big challenges. Like today. Today's day 71. We got a few more days left of this. Every morning live stream, every day vlog. After this 75-day challenge is over, I'm going to take a little time off. A couple days here or so. I'm going to reevaluate what's working, what's not working here for social media. Good morning, Geish. Good morning, Justin. And then I'm going to bring it back to the table with more value, hopefully more quality. How that's going to exactly look, I don't know. It's probably going to be like a daily vlog of value for goals, just like I have been doing on Facebook only. Super thought out videos that'll drop once a week on YouTube. It'll be different than what you see on Facebook. It's going to be our Sunday night live streams with Felice and I. We'll be back, but hopefully I can get it more structured for value so that when you are here listening, I'm not wasting your time. Basically, if you've been a part of this journey with me, you're watching me grow. You're watching my family grow and the people around me and each other inside our community grow together. And we all got to continue to grow. Which is why if we started doing those daily meetings a year and a half ago. They were good when they started because we were in the middle of a pandemic and there was nowhere else to churn. But now there's tons and tons of resources. And so why would we sit and continue to do the same thing when we have the opportunity to grow in life? To just continue to do that same old thing, talking about the same old things and never executing a plan that gets you to grow. Do not stagnate. We have a lake out here. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Great Salt Lake, right? Or Salt Lake City's named after it. Water comes into this salt lake and it just sits there. There's no outlet. It's disgusting. It doesn't stink or not, but it's just tons of salt, like super, super duper salty. A lot of bugs if you go out there. But the water's gross. Nobody goes out and plays in it. Nobody goes boating in it. Nobody goes and swims in it. If you swim, you literally float right on the top just because of how much salt is in there. It's the same way with our life. If all we do is just take on literature, take on podcasts, take on whatever your life consists of educating yourself in recovery, but never actually let it out, you're going to stagnate. You're turning into the Great Salt Lake. You're going to be a big old salty, nasty lake out here. And I don't want to just stay the same. I saw a quote and I had to rip it off and put it on our Facebook page, but it says, if you live the same year 75 times in a row, don't call that life. And that just really struck me. If you've been listening to my journey, you know how I feel about the average life on earth being 72, 75. I just watched my aunt and uncle die here the last month or so, or a couple months ago. My uncle died. A little bit before that, my aunt died. My grandpa, he's on his deathbed. I watched my parents at the ages they're at. I watched Felice's parents at the ages they're at. And I kind of just look at their lives, and I'm just, then I look at mine and I'm like, oh man, you're almost halfway done. You're halfway there. I don't want to waste it. I want to get as much value out of it as I can, as much joy as I can. I want to be a positive influence as much as I can now. Because man, the first half, I pissed it off. I did some cool stuff. I'm not complaining like that, but that whole thing, if I only knew now, if I only knew then what I know now, right? How much could we say that? I don't know where I'm at. Tired this morning. Hard time getting out of bed. Went to bed late. Had a late ride last night to make sure I got in my 2 exercises. I always feel like I need to throttle back right towards the end of something. My diet's kind of slipping. I'm not being as strict. I'm eating an extra piece of toast in the morning. Still staying clean. I'm not like eating garbage or nothing. But I know I only have like 4 days left. I feel like I'm already done, but I'm not. I still got 4 days left. But you still don't have that excitement or the hard focus that you do at the beginning. And that's one of my defects. That's one of my, weaknesses, is I don't follow everything I do 100% to completion. I'll have a good idea. I'll start executing it. The idea starts working, and then I lose interest in it and I go and do something else. So I got to stay focused and strong through this. And that's another thing I'm teaching myself, is to be disciplined. I've been getting up every day, pretty much about the same time, between 6 and 7 for the last 71 days. I've been coming on here live for the last 71 days. But today, man, the rain came in. My windows were wide open. It's cool. I was sleeping good. And my body's tired. It is tired. 71 days of 2 workouts a day. And I've been working out pretty intense. Like, I don't just go for like a little, this is just for me. I'm not judging you. You do. Like I said, this is your challenge in your life. This is how I'm running my life. But I mean, my workouts are pretty intense. When I go do my cardio on my bike, my heart rate's up to 160 for like 25 minutes. And then when I do my workouts in the evening at the gym, we're throwing around some weight for about an hour, Hey, Crystal. So close. Bobby. I can't deal with y'all fakes. Wall. Natasha Sharp. Bobby, I agree. Fakes. But don't worry about it. Let them be them, because then eventually, like I always say, there's people that are fake, right? And all they do is talk, blah, 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 blah. And the longer I'm in recovery, the more I'm around people who have constant excuses or fakes, whatever you want to call it. I just say, okay, yep. Because eventually this side over here is going to show, which is their action. The fruit of their life always comes to fruition. And if you get caught up in what they talk about, it can be pretty easy, right? To like, especially if they're a good salesman, or you just kind of like, they're charming and you like them, you're like, wow, you can listen to it. But then a month or two later, all their fruit of their life and their actions start coming into view. And you're like, wait a minute, what? So I just let people talk now, come up with their little excuses. And I go, okay, yeah, because it's their life. So at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me none. It's your life. You do what you want, because then your actions come to fruition. And then you can always do that, I told you, but they're never really listening anyway, because it's just all about them selling themselves on excuses. They say the excuses out loud to you. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about. Just so that they can convince themselves, really. You know what I mean? So don't worry about fakes. Fakes, lives, will reveal themselves and they will not be happy. But you choose how close you let fake people near you. I don't let them too near me these days. You know what I mean? I don't let them too near me. Sometimes I do. Then I get upset about it. Then I just, get back to my mindset. Remember what's going on. Just for today, y'all, meditation for beginners. For some, prayer is asking God for help. Meditation is listening for God's answer. Quieting the mind through meditation brings an inner peace that brings us into contact with God within us. Be patient when you're learning to meditate. Many of us were told it takes practice to know what to listen for. We're glad someone told us that, for many of us would have quit after a week or two of meditating. For the first few weeks, we may have sat each morning, stilled our thoughts, listened, just as the basic text told us to, but heard nothing. It may have taken a few weeks before anything really happened. Even then, what happened was often barely noticeable. We were rising from our morning meditation, feeling just a little better about our lives, a little more empathy for those we encountered during the day, and a little more in touch with our higher power. For most of us, there was nothing dramatic in that awareness. No bolts of lightning or claps of thunder. Instead, it was something quietly powerful. We were taking time to get our egos and our ideas out of the way. In that clear space, we were improving our conscious contact with the source of our daily recovery, God. Meditation was new. It took time to practice. But like all the steps, it worked when we worked it. Just for today, I will practice listening for the knowledge of God's will for me, even if I don't know what to listen for yet. And I think a lot of things that's going to help with meditation is what you've been consuming. What kind of content are you consuming in your downtimes? Okay, you wake up for the first 15 minutes of the day. What are you consuming? You grab your phone and just immediately go to what? How? I don't know. You tell me. It's your life. And then in the middle of the day, if you got a break at work and you got a 10-minute break at work, you go sit in a break room and scroll through what? If you're on a bike ride, you got your ear pods in. What are you putting into your head? Any of those times that we're down where we feel like I have my me time and we grab our phone because that's what we do these days. It's just part of life. I'm guilty of it too. I push one of these apps and I end up on an endless scroll. And then that's what is resonating, filtering, and saturating our brains. And to meditate, and that's all you've been putting into your brain, your meditation isn't going to be that great, you know? So I've been purposefully, like this morning, I grabbed my phone. I want to go straight to Facebook. I want to get on Instagram or I want to look and see how things are doing. I'm trying to figure all that stuff out anyway. So I'm trying to figure, so I try to immediately go there. But I forced myself this morning to open my Bible app and meditate and think about God first and literally meditate on what his will is for me. Just like today's daily verse was about praising God. Praise God from rising of the sun to the setting of the sun, which is a poetic way of saying praise God all day long. You know what I mean? That means a positive, grateful attitude all day long towards God because of everything in your life he is doing for your good, whether you feel like it or not. God is always good. And so that was the first thing I wanted my mind to think about. And now that'll resonate through the rest of my day and my downtimes. When I go to grab content to consume, I will choose wisely because I want good growth content in my ears. I don't want to get stuck on a 25-minute TikTok hypnotism spree. I don't want to get stuck on a Facebook negative political rant or conspiracy theories or the next whatever's on there, celebrity death match, celebrity failure, just entertainment. People searching only for entertainment. Entertain me, make me entertained, entertain. Start searching for fulfillment in your life. And I'm preaching to myself, y'all. All I'm doing, when I'm up here and I start kind of going on these little tiny rants, just know I'm just saying out loud what I always say to myself, that I've been saying to myself the last few days. Bobby says, I won't lie, I'm not in recovery. I want to be, but lately I just stay to myself because everyone I get around is bullshit most of the time. You know what, Bobby? I'm going to read you something. Page 417. If you have a big book, I know it's old and outdated and all that stuff, but there's a good page in there, page 417 in the big book. It says, acceptance is the answer to all my problems. When I'm disturbed, it's because I find some person, some place, something, or situation, some fact of my life unacceptable to me. That kind of sounds like what you're saying. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, or thing, or situation as being exactly the way that it's supposed to be in this moment. Absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. Until I could accept my alcoholism or whatever you got going on, I could not stay sober. Unless I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. Now, this is the key one here. Bobby, listen. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world as to what needs to be changed in me and my attitudes. Let me read that again. I need to concentrate not so much what needs to be changed in the world. Okay, you can look around, you can look at people, you can judge, you can say that needs to be changed. You're fake, you're this, I don't like you, I don't like people. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? We don't need to focus on that. We need to focus on what needs to be changed in us and in our attitudes. Just for today. Or that's the big book. The big book. Geesh says, I'm praying for guidance and clarity of God's will today. Yeah, awesome. I have an opportunity for promotion at work, but I'm not sure what to do. I'm going to give you advice one of my supervisors gave me a long time ago. And I really looked up and admired this dude. He was a, retired Marine, over 6,000 flight hours in a C-130 as a flight engineer. Super smart dude, right? Super smart dude. And I was like, well, I'm not going to take the job. He's like, hey, in the similar situation. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I should do it. Maybe I shouldn't. He's like, hey, this isn't the time to make the decision. He goes, you apply, you interview. And at the moment they offer you the job, obviously you're collecting and gathering information. You're talking to people and getting advice. But you go through with it. You apply, you interview. If you get offered the job, then make the decision. But at least get to that point. At least get to that point. Should I take the job? How are you going to just make that decision before it's even offered to you? So in the meantime, I don't know what it looks like in your world. If you actually work for the state, I kind of got an idea maybe. Maybe you got to submit your resume. Maybe you got to get chosen. Maybe you got to do a little interviewing. Go through that whole process, because that whole process in itself is a learning experience. And if you got to sit and interview with somebody, that's another little growth experience of fear of failure, fear of rejection you get to face. You get to, experience all that. And you haven't even decided to take or not take the job yet. But in the meantime, you're asking people. What I did, one time I was sitting under the F-35. I was a wage leader, sheet metal worker, right? I was I was the leader of the sheet metal crew. And I had applied for a bunch of jobs. One of the big head honchos from base comes down, gets under the jet, sits on a stool. He's like, you got a decision to make. And I'm like, I do? He's like, you've applied for all this stuff. And basically he had in one hand supervision. You want to be a supervisor, which means I'd climb the ladder from wage leader to the supervisor of the whole cruise. Or you can be a production controller, which means I would be in charge of the aircraft and the paperwork, legal parts side of the whole crew, right? It's kind of two different jobs, but similar. One wasn't in charge of people. The other one, I would have been in charge of people. They both paid about the same. But it's like, you got a choice to make. You want to be a supervisor or a production controller? I was like, whoa, let me think about that. So for about a week, I went around and I talked to everybody that's been on base for a year, everybody that's been on base for years, in that, in that similar field that would understand what I was about to choose. And I just asked all their, like, what do you think? What's your suggestions? I just talked to everybody. Then I made my decision after the firm offer, the legit offer was given to me. I said, I'll choose that one. I chose production controller because I didn't want to be in charge of a bunch of people. But I had that choice because I put myself out there. I had my choice because I had taken myself through the whole process, which at any moment could be a rejection letter, right? I took myself through the application, the resume writing, which I learned a lot. I took myself through the whole process of interviewing and what that looks like, until the actual final decision was really left up to me. I don't know. That's my advice to you, brother. And that's just advice that I've gotten from my experience and years that I worked out there for the Air Force, which I think is great advice. Just apply and then choose to see what happens. All right, y'all. 30-day challenges. We do challenges on this channel. Is this your first time here? We do challenges to challenge ourselves to be better in life, to build better habits. Here's a ride we went on yesterday. That was really awesome. Geesh, I read your comment here. It's so true. Geesh says, I'm so lucky, me, to live in these mountains, which I couldn't agree more, and I will never leave Utah for that reason. We're going to have to find some new trails. My normal bike rides here are going to seem so boring after riding it. Dude, I know. I so know. Like, when I tell people, like, you need to come mountain biking with us, especially like addicts. One, you get this amazing cardio, climbing the hill at your own pace, which releases endorphins, natural painkillers, and it's fun, You get that whole euphoria experience of healthy release of chemicals. Oh, it's been offered, he says. Oh shit. Well, damn. You got you a choice to make. Oh, damn. But I always tell the addicts and myself, it's like you get this, the perfect little chemical mixture from your own body of endorphins, painkillers, and then adrenaline on the way down, And you don't have to go fast like you're some Red Bull racer flipping off mountains. Just the fact that you're going downhill and have to control this bike and not tip over is an adrenaline rush. What's the pros and cons, bro? Like, what are you thinking? You don't want to be in charge of people. Is more responsibility, more hours? Would you be more miserable? Would you lose time away from your wife? Would you have a cushier job? I don't know. What is your gut telling you right now? Like, I should take that, or no? Do you need it? Is it a money thing? God, I hate those decisions, bro. Now you got me all in that mindset. I know, I've been there 100 times. All right, back to our challengers. Sorry, getting distracted here. We come over to Savage Freedom in our challenge. She likes to put her stuff in collage. So if this is your first time here, what we are doing is daily challenges, and we post them as an accountability thing. And if you can do this for the whole 30 days, you're going to be entered into a drawing to win a pair of Noble workout shoes. And Savage Freedom here, she likes to put hers in collages. She has her little exercise log that she keeps that she's doing every day. She has her journaling. She has her water intake and the book that she's reading. So what we're doing is we're journaling some stuff about our life. We work out or exercise or move or something for 45 minutes every day. We drink a gallon of water every day. And we listen to nonfiction books for education every day. 30 days. Then we post it in here. So if you'd like to be involved in these channels, let me know. Geesh got him a recovering addict journal. Oh, snap. That looks good under your pen. Love it. Went out for one last hike in the mountains before we went home. Listened to as many podcasts. Beautiful. Not sure if you're in it, bro. No, you're in it. I knew exactly what you were doing. You're crushing it, bro. Jen Ray's crushing it. Gratitude and journaling. Reading her book. drinking her water, doing her fat burning exercises, getting out in nature, improving her life step by step every single day. Renee, taking pictures of trees. Oh, we got more birdie pictures. Very cool. Very cool. Man, we don't. We got pretty birds in Utah, America, but those birds are really pretty. Good job, Renee. Water done. Miss Happiness out on her walks, eating her healthiness. Olive Garden for Father's Day. The last time I was at Olive Garden, I was so high out of my mind that all I could muster was drinking a few sips of strawberry lemonade. I snuck away from the table, did a line in the bathroom. This time around, I get to be present, celebrating Father's Day without feeling like I need to drink or use drugs. Yes! Oh, that's awesome. That feels so good. I was kind of pondering that this weekend too. Like, I get to be present this Father's Day. I didn't wake up hungover. I didn't go to bed like last night. We're at my brother's house and they all drink, which is fine. Not everybody ruins their life like I do when I start consuming alcohol and doing drugs. And so we ate some food, we hung out, we laughed a little, and we left, and Felice and I went on our last exercise, right? I was thinking, man, if I would have started drinking, if it had still been back when I was a drinker, I would still be there. Like, where's the whiskey? Where's the beer? Are we almost out? Do we need to go get more? How come we're all, the party would have never ended because I never wanted it to end. I would have just drank myself into a blackout. And I didn't do that. I'm so grateful. Recovery is the place to be. So we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people left in this challenge. And man, those are good odds to win a pair of new workout shoes. It's been offered. Thanks, brother. It will all work out, however, if it's meant to be. No doubt about that. That's a fact. Awesome. Diana Gonzalez, good morning. How you doing? Everybody working today? Crystal, you coming back to group one day? What's going on with everybody? Huh? How you doing? If you just tuned in, I'm LT. I'm an alcoholic addict. 2 times in my life, I've hit rock bottom, meth, alcohol. I did a podcast, told my whole story on this one called We Do Recover with Jared Miller. Check it out. My whole story's on there. Well done podcast too. I mean, like they're very professional, very high quality podcasts. Yep, working. Back to reality. Yep, back to the grind, back to reality. It's Monday. Don't have the blues though. Enjoy it. Enjoy today. Make the best of today. Make it your mission to be successful at what you do right now today. Don't make it your mission to be miserable and wait for the weekend. But what can you do to improve where you're at right this second? How are you going to improve enjoying a job you feel like you may be stuck at? It's tough. Willie? Yep. Willie said, I'm working. Cover's the place to be. Yeah, brother. I know the pain. I know it. How do you change your attitude? You make it your duty. You make it your mission and your duty in life to be successful every day. What does success look like to you? Inner peace? Being the best you can be at work, climbing a ladder, making $1 million trillion. What is success to you? Mine is daily happiness. Mine is waking up happy and trying to maintain that throughout the day. Obviously, we live in a crappy, fallen, broken world. It's impossible, but you can achieve quite a bit of it. But what can you do? Look around your work job. Look around your work site today. Can you influence somebody in a positive manner? And you don't have to go and be like, hey, I'm in recovery. Can I tell you some recovery stuff? Can you make somebody smile? Can you brighten their day by giving them a compliment? Look for somebody to compliment. I don't know. Give yourself little daily challenges that are very positive in nature, that get you out of your shell and get you out of a negative mindset, and focus on that. Clean out your truck. What's your truck like? Is it dirty? Go clean your truck. I don't know. Anyway, y'all, thanks for being here. Oh, we got us another comment. Crystal says, yep, I'll be back today. I'm going to take a screenshot of this real quick so that everybody can see it. And post this back in our Discord, because you know me, I'm a jerk like this. And then what I do here is I do something like this, and then I share. Let me see here. Where'd it go? This is for you, Crystal. FYI. But this will definitely be posted in the. This will definitely be posted in the Discord today. Gonna hold you to that one, Crystal. Whatever. That's funny. I crack myself up, Crystal. I'm still putting it in the Discord, though. It's going in right now. It's going in there right now. Right this very second. See if we can wake up our crew. Say, well, not in the hiking one. It doesn't go on that channel. It goes in the general channel. There we go. That's for you. Hopefully we brighten up your day. Daz Jose, good morning. Oh, kill me. Welcome to the show. This is Recovered Addict. I'm LT. I'm an alcoholic addict. I'm here to lead by example and stuff. Does your life suck? Does this suck? I can show you how to make it not suck, but you got to put in the effort. I can only show you what I do because my life doesn't suck anymore. Addiction sucks. I woke up on Father's Day not hungover. I hung out with my kids presently and laughed with my family. I didn't make an ass out of myself. I didn't make it, I was thinking that too when I was climbing the hill. I would have so made an ass out of myself last night. I would have just said the most crude jokes. I would have tried to, man, thank God I am not a stinking, belligerent, waste of skin alcoholic anymore. That's what I felt. That's what I was. That is definitely what I was. I was wasting people's oxygen by breathing. That's how I felt. Obviously, in the big scheme of things, I'm not, because I was just stuck in a phase, in an addiction, in a disease, if you want to call it that. And now I'm better. And I'm better for learning the lessons I learned going through that, and how to get out of it, and now how to maintain it, and now how to build a healthy, happy life today. Grant W. Right? Man. It's amazing how horrible we are in addiction. Because once we get our head out of our ass, the best noise you hear in addiction or in recovery is finally when your head comes out of your ass and you start learning and you take it seriously and you start putting it into action. And then you're like, oh, I get it now, with a huge sprinkling ingredient of patience, because it takes time. It takes time. Know what I mean? Well, y'all, I'm still in a challenge. 4 days left. And I don't think I'm going to hit my 190 goal. I just don't think it's quite possible. But that's okay. You aim high, you hit high. I'll have lost 20 pounds total. Solid. I lost a solid 20 pounds. Because you know how your weight fluctuates, right? So I'm going to put it on the scale as a solid 20 by the time I get to day 75. And that's great. I didn't hit my exact goal. So what? I aimed high and I hit high. And now my next goal, I'm going to set even higher, because the higher you aim, the higher you hit. And then I'm going to do what it takes every single day to achieve those goals. And I love it. And it feels good. You can feel good too. Trust me. Oh yeah, guys, remember Crystal said this. She said, yep, I'll be back today. I remember she said that. Do y'all remember when she said that? I do. I got to go wake up Felice and let her see that she said that. So if you just tuned in, drop your clean date. How long you been sober? How long you been clean? I just seen the numbers spike a little bit. I'll hang out for a second. Let me know. Let me know what's going on in your life. Are you miserable? Are you stuck? Are you unhappy? What's up with you? I'll wait for a few more seconds. Nobody has the time to respond. I get it. You're probably at work. Podcasts are a cool thing because you can multitask. You can put it down, listen to it while you're driving, put it down, listen to it while you're sewing, whatever. You know what multitasking is. Grant W says 10, 10, 21. Sick. Feels good, man. 10, 10, 21. That's cool. Mine's 10, 5. 10, 5, 19. We got very similar, very close recovery dates. 8 months and 2 days. It's beautiful, bro. That's good. Like, that's awesome. Hey, there he is. Look at that. Speaking of the devil, and he shows up. Look at there. There's Jared Miller. We do Jared Miller with 2 L's. 2 L's. Hey, look, there's his name down here somewhere. Ugh, I really got to stand up and do this. There we go. See, look at that. I'm going to put it right over the thing. Right this way. Hey. What's up, brother? 7 years going on 8. A few more days. And Jared Miller's going to throw some ochos at us. Ochos. Very cool, bro. Very cool. So proud of you all. Life is so much better on this side of recovery. Life and connecting with people is so much better on this side of recovery. I love it. The fact that I got to meet Jared and his wife and hang out with them last weekend. I still tell him Fleece. You know, I'm like, man, those people are cool. Him and his wife are so cool. Love you too, brother. I love it. All right, y'all. I will see you tomorrow morning. So until then, in the meantime, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your programs, and remember what? Remember what? Can you say it with me? We recover better together. That's right.